My brother-in-law mocked my unborn baby, so I destroyed him at his own birthday dinner. I walked into that house already annoyed. The smell of food was great, the mood was normal, but the way Hank sat there on the couch like a king drove me crazy. He had one hand down his sweatpants, the other gripping the remote, yelling at the TV like the players could hear him. Meanwhile, my sister, 7 months pregnant, was in the kitchen lifting pots bigger than her belly while the kids ran around screaming, and he did not care. I had already watched him be useless for years. The moment that really stuck with me was when my nephew fell off the stairs. He did not break a bone, but he was shaking and crying hard, and he needed a parent right away. My sister was outside helping my niece with the animals, and Hank, he just stared at the TV and said, very slowly, "He will be fine. He always cries." I remember standing there frozen, thinking, is he serious? Then I ran to grab my nephew because no one else was doing anything. Hank just shrugged, like I was overreacting. And now that my sister is pregnant again, it has gotten worse. He makes her lift heavy boxes. He tells her to go chase the kids. He expects her to cook full meals while he watches football. He keeps saying, football season only comes once a year. I need this. But the moment that lit the fire in me was when he ruined my pregnancy announcement. My wife and I told the family we were expecting our first baby, and before anyone could hug us, he looked at my wife and said, "You sure he is gonna be a good dad? 80% chance he turns into a deadbeat, just saying." My wife laughed it off, but I saw the hurt in her eyes. I did not forget that. So his birthday comes. I go from store to store, trying to find a gift for a man who does not care about anything except TV and food. And then I saw it. A parenting book. It nearly jumped off the shelf at me. It felt like the universe slid it into my hands and whispered, do it. Dinner was normal at first. Everyone talking, everyone eating, everyone pretending Hank was not being annoying. But of course he could not help himself. He leaned across the table toward my wife and said, "You know your body changes a lot during pregnancy. You sure this guy can handle that without running off?" Then he snickered. My wife shifted uncomfortably. I stared at him so hard my teeth hurt. When it was time for gifts, I stood up. My heart was beating fast, but I felt calm, almost peaceful. I walked over to him with the book behind my back. Everyone watched. I set the book right in front of him and smiled. "Here," I said. "I found this really amazing book. It is called The Gift of Failure. It teaches basic parenting." Strange idea, I know, but with a third kid on the way, I figured you could really use it. He froze. His mouth dropped open a little. His face went beet red. He looked from the book to me, then back at the book again, like it had insulted his entire bloodline. The room went dead silent for 2 full seconds. Then my mom snorted. Then my wife burst out laughing. Then my sister tried to hide her smile, but it slipped out anyway. Hank pushed back from the table so fast his chair scraped the floor. He stood up, glared at me, and whispered, "You are a real piece of garbage." I said, "Read the book. It might help." He stormed up the stairs like a toddler who missed nap time. My sister went after him. A minute later she came back and said, "He is calm now." I turned on the football game. Of course. Later that night he sent me an email. He said I mocked him. He said I humiliated him. He said I embarrassed him in front of everyone and demanded that I apologize publicly. Not privately. Publicly. Exactly how I attacked him. I reread his message 3 times. He actually wrote, "You will apologize to me in front of the whole family. I will not tolerate being disrespected." I laughed out loud, but the moment that really sealed everything in me was earlier at the dinner table, right before he stormed off. He had looked at the book again and whispered, "You think I am a bad dad?" And I just said, "I think you should open it." His face twisted, his jaw clenched. He grabbed the book with both hands like he wanted to rip it in half, and that exact look, that flash of panic and shame and anger, that was the moment I wanted. That was the moment I ended the story on inside my head, because he knew. He knew exactly why I gave him that book, and he knew it was true. The last thing he said before running upstairs was, "You are not even gonna be half the father I am." And I just smiled and said, thank God for that.